What y'all drinking on though?
I have right here. I have a fuzzy navel type of drink. I don't drink, so just for this show, I'm gonna be drinking with you guys, bro. What you drink?
Now I just got a little, 18.
Hey,
And pineapple juice or a little lemonade.
Yeah. So yeah, no, this is all hypothetical. This is
My wedding day. That is getting ready for my wedding in 2015.
Oh, the doodle was.
Nah, no name. Hey, no name, bro.
Hey, you about to start something now, ain't
Dead's gone, ain't
Hey, we were waiting on bro. Pass had about 3 cups.
Nah, I ain't going. Hey,
I said wait.
I ain't going here, man.
Welcome to Red Cup Special. I'm your host. What's going on, bro? How you living, man?
Look, blessed black and a boss.
You what?
I'm blessed black and a boss.
We have a great show for you tonight. We're going to have Seneca Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood come in and join us with a great interview. Hey, bro, let's get to the start of this. Do you think Christopher Columbus chose to come to America for the simple fact to set up a trading ground with the natives of America, or do you think he intended to come and kidnap and conquer?
Well, it actually started. That's how paparazzi got started. Paparazzi jewelry. Christopher Columbus had to come over here and get some paparazzi jewelry from the Native Americans and take it back to the Queen of England. And no, I don't think he was a bad guy to. No, he didn't try to take no slaves.
He convinced them one way, though. He's a hell of a motivational speaker.
Yeah, I mean, some guys can be like, shorty, where you at? And
I'm just wondering, because I'm like, if they don't understand what he's saying, how do you convince me to do something if I can't understand the word? You know what? Let's bring on a special guest for this. Alan, please chime in and tell us exactly what happened.
Alan? Alan?
Hey, bro, listen. Turn guest, Sheriff Terry Johnson got caught sticking his tongue out at someone as he's leaving for work. What you think about that, man?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I was like, what is the guy doing? But I mean, was that wrong for him to do?
I don't know.
Imagine,
I don't
listen,
understand the video. I don't understand like what's going on in the video. All I see is the sheriff stick his tongue out. So it's real hard for me to say what was going on. And we don't know. It could have been a family member or somebody he kick it with, and he just going back and forth, and somebody caught it on camera. Or he could have been just doing it to somebody to piss him off. But with this sheriff, it's one thing that I know. I have no clue what he was doing there.
I mean, listen. Thank goodness that's all he did. We have seen when government officials get angry, what they are capable of. I'm sure he was probably being taunted and amongst other things. So
I can see it. You know what? This is the first time.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being Mr. Terry Johnson's ear, like being his ear and walking down a street and hearing all the things that is said to him?
How much bad stuff you think is actually said to him?
I don't know. I haven't been. I'm sure it's quite a few people I've run into had nothing but bad things to say about him. But then quite a few has good things to say about him. So I'm sure his ears are very tired at the end of the day.
You know, George Bush told this story. He says, I must wear the best tie anybody has ever seen. Said because when people are waiting outside of the Oval Office, he can hear them talking real bad about him. But as soon as they walk into the Oval Office, first thing they say is, hey, Mr. President, I like your tie. So do you really think he's hearing a lot of bad stuff? Or is that just rare?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen videos of I mean, even the mascot that was walking down, I mean, they was yelling at the mascot. You like, geez, this is a Terry Johnson mascot. So just imagine the human side of it.
You think they were calling him bad names under that mask?
Yeah, I'm sure they were. But I mean, you know, the guy's human. I mean, he's gonna make mistakes. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to appease. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's not enough detail there for me to say what's even going on in that video. Plus, the video is very pixelated. It looked like it was shot with a flip phone.
A new movie on Netflix is causing major controversy today. It's called Cuties, and critics are saying it sexualizes young girls. Cuties follows an 11-year-old girl who tries to break free from her religious family by joining a rebellious dance group.
They are making money by selling the sexual exploitation of young kids, and so I asked the Attorney General to investigate them because federal law makes it a crime. It is a felony to distribute child pornography.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't even want to find out what's going on there.
I haven't seen the picture of it, but I'm sure it's fairly, from what I hear about it, I think it's something. I think it's something that needs to have an open conversation with what is accepted.
I don't know. I don't know what the show is doing. Like, I don't know. Like,
No. I think it was more so the cover of it was more graphic.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Only thing I'm not planning on seeing it. I did hear this is from what I heard, and I could be 100% wrong on this. I heard that they was sexualizing 7-year-old girls or something like that. And Netflix defended it. Is it anything like Tierra and Toddlers or Toddlers and Tierras or some shit like that? Where they like beauty pageant girls or something?
I don't know. We'll have to dig deep on that.
I ain't digging deep on that. If they say it's a pedophile show, a show for pedophiles, I don't need to watch it. That's all I need to know.
Right. I mean, you can judge for yourself.
No, I wouldn't watch that show. I wouldn't watch that show anyways. So the only reason I would watch it now will be to see if it does sexualize 7-year-old girls. And if that is true, then I don't need to be watching it anyways. It's no point. It's no what reason for me to be turning it on.
So is it opening up? Is it opening up a Pandora's box? I'm asking, is that type of stuff opening up a Pandora's box for to get a conversation sparked about sex trafficking, or is it to exploit young girls?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. But either way, the topic needs to be had about the presentation and what these young women are subject to. because I mean, you know, like I know, there are parents out there that feel that it's okay for their daughters to be twerking or do whatever.
Yeah, so I'm able to chime in on that. You know, and this goes back to kind of conversation about a blackness, and I hate to have to keep coming back to the conversation of blackness, but let's go down to New Orleans, where Africans were able to keep their customs. So one of the customs that came from Africa was the buck jump. And when you look at New Orleans now, you see all the dances that have trickled down from the African rituals. And so twerking, that's just a part of an African rit or African dance. We singling out a piece of the African dance, but it's the same thing. And I would assume that little girls in Africa seen when they were doing this dance that they would want to emulate the same dances that their mamas are doing, their sisters are doing, their aunts are doing, and grandmothers are doing. Do I think it's okay? I don't want my daughter doing it.
Is it because she's not in Africa or she's not from Africa?
It ain't either one of them. Is that I don't want other people to see her sexually. You see?
And so you think those type of African dances make people look at
them sexually? Maybe. I grew up in a culture where if a woman is shaking her butt, it's sexualized. You know, so for me, in North Carolina, that is a sexualized move. In New Orleans, it is simply dancing. When you're in Rome, you do as the Romans. If I go to New Orleans, I'm not taking my daughter.
All the love and prayers and everything that you guys been sending me, and I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you so much. However, like, I don't really need it. Like, I'm okay. I want to let y'all know I have not shed not one tear. You know, every single time that, you know, this guy had done something so crazy, so fucked up, and it hits the media, I'm always crying. I'm always stressed out. I'm sad because I don't like that type of shit. This time, I wasn't crying. You want to know why? Because it wasn't, the reason of my divorce is not because of none of that shit that ever happened before. It's not because of cheating. I'm seeing people like, oh, he has a baby on the way. That's a whole fucking complete lie. There's like the second time that people's trying to pin babies over here. No, that's bullshit.
Or are you surprised that Cardi B and Offset are getting a divorce?
Me personally, it doesn't, I don't care. I wish they wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. You're just giving people something to troll about. You know what I mean?
I think I'm not surprised that they're getting a divorce. When they got together, did you ever think, oh, yeah, now that's a couple that's in it for the long run?
Yes. I would listen. I would love. Listen, I love to see not only. Well, you got me.
She said, Cardi B
I don't.
wasn't a rapper, would you make her your wife?
I don't. I used to. Like I said, I know her on a personal level, but I haven't spoken to her in a while. So way back when, no. But maybe she's changed.
They wasn't gonna grow old together. No one seen them growing old together.
Come on, clap them hands, church. Hey. Amen. That's what y'all practiced and came up with. That's what practice did for y'all. Y'all don't ever need to practice again if that's what it did for y'all. You can stand. Y'all practicing for a sounding like that. I told y'all that's not going to work in Jacksonville. Amen. You signed it up for a bonus.
Hey, look, we back on another episode of Red Cup Special. I got my man, childhood, who I used to look up to, Seneca Scoop Rogers.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that intro there, Ian. You know what I'm saying? We go way back there, me and the slow slacker.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, so what's in your cup, man? What's in your cup?
You know what I'm saying? Tonight, since it is your boy's birthday, you know what I'm saying? It is my birthday. Turned a big 4-0 today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a Wednesday. That's a little bit rough, but I'm like, hey, it's your birthday, so I got a little bit of Hennessy up in here. You know what I'm saying?
That hen dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it.
So what's going on, man? So for the people who don't know you as well as Mike E know you, tell the people who you are, man.
All right, well, like he already said, I mean, I'm Seneca Rogers from Burlington, born and raised there, graduate of Cummins High School, also a graduate of North Carolina A&T State University, #1 HBCU in the nation. That Aggie Pride, got to rep that hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Been married now, be 12 years next month to my wife, Shakitha. Other stuff, you know, just always been a person about the community, just been about my community, you know, just a regular dude. Like I tell people when I'm out and stuff and they be talking to me about running this campaign and different things, I was like, hey man, I'm just a guy from town and country right there in East Burlington. Just decided that I wanted to try to do something to make some change, you know, and represent that change that I felt like was not being there. And just a couple more things. I mean, member of Archers Grove United Church of Christ, trustee there for the past 7 years, past couple of years, been chairperson of the trustee board or whatever. So, you know, dealing with the church, everybody trying to get our way to heaven, but I feel like your works is going to show in the church and outside of that too. You know, and like I said, man, just a regular cat, shoot the breeze with the boys in the barbershop. Used to holler at Enslow when he would come in there and talk to my barber, Linwood. And, you know, then he wasn't Enslow, he'll be Nova or Casanova and all of that. So, so you know how all of that go right there. So,
hey, man, listen, I'm a man of many talents, you hear me? Man, hey, listen, so you spoke about change. What type of change are you looking for?
I mean, I'm looking for to be a more proactive type of school board, not just reactive. Like we, of course, know with COVID, everybody had to react. Everybody had to try to figure out what to do. I mean, it did a lot of change in two things, but I felt like when we were getting ready for the restart of the schools, we should have been already thinking into the act of trying to be proactive with what to do with the reopening of our schools. Also, I would like to see stuff change as far as what is taught in our history in the school. I would like some of our history to even start to include some of our local history, like with Wild Outlaw and how all of that went down. I mean, we know within our history, a lot of things have been basically whitewashed and just basically taken out. I mean, we need to talk about Juneteenth more. We need to talk about what happened down there in Tulsa. I mean, talking to my nephew or whatever, it's funny to me that they learned about 9/11, but you know, we actually, like for myself, I was in college when 9/11 happened. So then talking to him and teaching him about that too. Also, I like to see financial literacy come into our high school level to where we're teaching our high schoolers about the management of money, how money can work for you, investments, retirement, also teaching them some type of entrepreneurship too. Just bringing a new voice to an old table and trying to bring back the voices of the people who feel like they ain't been heard no more. I mean, I talk to a lot of teachers, who says they feel like sometimes they don't get accounted for. I mean, we got, like I was telling somebody last night, I got these 2 ears on my head to listen and 1 mouth to speak out of. So I want to use these 2 ears to listen to them teachers, to listen to our community, and to make sure I'm representing that and bringing that into the conversations that I feel like is getting lost.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, man, look, I got a question, though.
Mhm.
So do you feel like we should get paid on Juneteenth? Like, is like working in a company somewhere, you feel like we should get paid for that day? Like a holiday?
I mean, I feel like it should be a holiday. I mean, it's already a holiday in some states and everything too. Why can't we end up making it a national holiday? I mean, Black History, we do get Black History Month in February, but I mean, Black history is a part of American history. And so it needs to be taught in our history books. It needs to be taught in our schools. And so a part of that is also to something with Juneteenth as far as it being recognized as a national holiday and us able to get paid off of it. I mean, we're not off of it, but us able to get paid and it get really recognized as a national holiday.
That's what's up. Hey, so you're a Cummins grad. Bruh's a Cummins grad. I'm a Cummins grad. Taz went not Cummins. He went to not Cummins. But so let me ask you, a lot of things that's going on in Alamance County, racial wise. But one of the real issues we see this in is when it comes to Cummins and Graham High School. That East Burlington, North Burlington, northern part of Graham area, very African-American area there. Cummins, it was a plan for Cummins to become a school of the arts, and Graham High School was going to be a like a junior community college almost, a training school. Now, if you get elected to the school board, this is going to be an issue that you control. What would be your idea of what would happen to them 2 schools in Cummins and Graham?
All right. Well, I mean, with Cummins and Graham, of course, like Cummins and Graham have both been, I mean, more predominantly African-American, more of Latinx, Hispanic type of people in those schools and everything too. So part of it is, I feel like the voices of those people in those neighborhoods and within those communities are not being represented at our school boards or being really heard. When they did the whole redistricting plan and started talking about redistricting our schools and Cummins becoming a school of the it becoming like a junior college, almost like a trade type of school. When they did the surveys around it, it didn't show the actual attention or interest of people going to those schools. So then that has me just questioning, if we're going to move them to this school, but it's not the interest of the kids actually going there, then what are we really doing? And so I feel like it needs to be more discussion around that. And actually I'm doing a community listening session next week to where I want people to end up calling in and talking about the redistricting plan and what do they see and feel like is the future of those schools. Because I feel like we have to talk more about what does that really look like for them? What is we really going there? Because if your enrollment is not going to be there, then how are you going to continue to say you're supporting that school? And that's what I don't want to end up happening, because Cummins and Graham has a long tradition, like as far as not just, everybody always talks about Cummins as far as what they done did sports wise and everything, which is great because a lot of kids have done came through Cummins athletics and have then went off to college and doing a lot of other things. But Cummins and Graham is also inbred into that culture and that community too. So what are we doing to also going to address what's going on with that culture? So I feel like you can't just jump to doing this if you're not really, if you don't have the backing and the actual interest there. I do think a school of the arts is great, because the arts need to be still represented and need to have kids who love the arts a way for them to continue to express themselves. But like I said, people got to really show the interest of the fact is a parent going to take their child from an Eastern, a Western, a Williams, a Southern, and end up bringing them over there to Cummins? Because
right.
Graham, because I mean, still, we all know the stigmatism. They still gonna elaborate it as being Cummings, as being Graham. I mean, like even today, I tell people sometimes, they be like, oh, where you graduate from? I'll be like, Cummins High School. And some of them will give me a little funny look and all of that. But I tell them all the time, like, hey, it's been great people great youth, great people who's out here in our community right now that's been came from Cummings and Graham. You got to understand what them teachers have been over there doing. There's been great teachers at both of them schools. It's a great culture within them schools. So if we're going to try to move them to these specialty type of schools, we got to really make sure that there is interest in the community, because if there's not going to be interest in the community, then you're setting up the schools to fail.
So let me ask you, for Black History, you got to be a poor frog to not celebrate the frogs in your own pond. With that being said, what Black historians in your county, Alamance, would you kind of give credit to or salute to, or would you pay homage to as far as being historic for the Black community?
I mean, of course, you know, everybody's on Wild Outlaw and learning a lot more about Wild Outlaw and everything right now, with him being the first person of color, Black man, who was a county commissioner and a constable here in Alamance County. But also, I mean, you got to think about people. I feel like you got to put out people like Mako Bigelow. You need to talk about people like Tony Forrest, other folks like Dr. Maynard, J.A. Freeman. Those are some people who were right here in Alamance County that did a lot for the African-American community, but also represented the African-American community very well. And then even coming up to date now, a person like Larry Brown, the first African-American man as a judge here in our county. I mean, that's historic right there. I mean, he's a great man. I mean, anytime when I hear him speak and start talking to him off of just a regular conversation, me and him just having, or if he's at an actual event speaking, I mean, listen to that guy, you just get fired up. So I feel like those are people who locally we need to know about and learn about. And I mean, those are just to name a few people.
Right.
Right, man, you hit the nail on the head right there, boy. You said
Joe Fowles.
You got Joe Fowles.
Shout out Joe Fowles too, man.
Yeah.
But the ice cream truck.
The candy apples.
I remember those.
Did you ever get a candy apple, man?
Huh?
Did you ever get a candy apple?
Nah, I didn't ever get that. I wasn't a candy apple fan. I wasn't no fan of no candy apple. Yeah, ain't no fan of candy apple. Still to this day, I'm not a fan of candy apple.
Hey, you ain't the only one, boy. God, almighty.
You'll wake up next week picking some stuff out your teeth. It'll be your teeth.
That's room for your teeth, boy.
I gotta pick my teeth out. My teeth.
You know what I'm saying? I tried that one time back when I was little. Thought I was about to lose all of my French trying to bite into that thing. I'm not here for it.
No.
Hey, what's your best memory from Burlington, Alamance County? What can you think back on and just remember? Like, always gonna remember this. Like, what's happened that you can remember? It can be anything, man.
I give you one that was like a personal thing for me, and then just one that's just like random and funny. But I start off with the thing that was personal to me. My senior year in high school, running track at Cummings. We going up there to the state. Our men's track team had never won the state in track at all. I mean, our women had been dominating. And I mean, we done had some nice men track teams that came through there. So we go up there to Raleigh. You know, we're the favorite to win it, but some people are still doubting if we're going to actually get it done because there's been favorites before us. And I was the captain of that team. After the first 110 hurdle event, Antonio King, who was #1 in the state that year to win the hurdles, falls down. I mean, face first, planted out there, you know what I'm saying? Squad don't know what's going on. They like, oh man, it's going downhill now. We about to blow up like everybody else. I pulled the boys together, you know what I'm saying? Start talking to them about, you know, just bringing them in to get it done. And hey, we get that win and we on the front page of the paper. You know, first one, and this is a shot at Enslow right now, only Cummings male team to win the state as a team. I mean, I know Enslow was nice, but we're the only male team to win the state for Cummings in track. And then another random funny one was back when, I don't know if y'all remember this, but back when they started putting 3-way on everybody's phone.
Yeah.
And my homeboy Dale from Green Level, Dale Hadley, called me up and he was like, man, let me tell you, all of Green Level got 3-way, dog. I'm sitting there mad, like, man, how they get three-way to green level or whatever? Like man, we in Burlington, that's just little green level. How they got three-way?
Yeah.
And realize like, yo, everybody got it. We killing the three-way. Then my mama and them get that phone bill, and your boy has some problems. It's a real problem. But those are a couple of things in like Alamance County. I can just remember when they did all of that because it was funny. Like I said, that three-way thing was funny, but then like that state thing, that really was prideful or whatever. I felt like that brought real pride to me and the fellas in our school and our community.
Hey, Bell South was getting paid, boy.
Hey, mama had fit. Well, grandma been trying to call about 2 hours. You can't even get through.
My mom pick up the phone and be like, Jay, I need to use the phone. It'll only be 5 seconds.
You better answer all beeps too.
Gotta answer all beeps. You know what I'm saying? We out there. Hey, I mean, we was using everything. Like we using the three-way, the star 67, star 69, or whatever. Not thinking like, oh, they just done messed up. They didn't let everybody just get right on this phone. But
hey, why was you using star 67 unless you was calling somebody that didn't want to talk to you?
Hey, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a pass, bro.
He say that they ain't gonna call ID say private. Hello, it's me, Senator. Ow!
Hello, I know this.
Private. We don't know.
Hey, Scoot, I know this you on the other end trying to call private.
Oh boy, y'all boys funny. Hey, so what's your idea? What would be your ideal superintendent?
Like a superintendent that wants to listen to all the different perspectives, bringing in the teachers to really talk about what's going on with them or whatever. A superintendent who wants to push diversity with our teachers, diversity with our boards and administration, that wants to actually put a plan into place to address that. Real collaboration with our school board. Just a great relationship between the superintendent, the school board, and all of the staffing and everything. Also a superintendent who doesn't mind going out into the community and actually having like community forums and allowing for the community to address what they want to address with him or her also. Just a person who's actually open to your community, not just seeing them when it's actually a school board meeting, but actually seeing them at other times, coming out to different community events. If somebody's having something up at City Park, the superintendent's just out there for that. If it's just a community event, somebody's having something out in Pleasant Grove Rec. I mean, they just showing up out there because I feel like as the superintendent and also as people on the school board, we represent the whole county. I mean, the superintendent is hired by the school board, but it still is a representation and the person who's supposed to implement these policies that the school board is putting into place. They're supposed to plan those out and make sure those get worked through. So I just want somebody who is fully engaged with their community.
Hey, look, I don't know what church you say you go to?
Archers Grove.
Archers Grove. And I know John goes to Ebenezer. And I know y'all both. Hey, listen, y'all both competitive guys. If y'all line, what's your pastor name, Scoot?
Reverend Michael Thompson.
Reverend Michael Thompson. If you lined him and John, what's your pastor name?
Reverend Dr. Larry E. Covington.
If you put them both on a 40-yard dash, who you putting your money on, Scoot?
Oh, my pastor, that's easy work. Easy work.
Oh, okay. Okay, I hear it talking now when you see Reverend Covington in the street. You lost his vote, man.
I hope not. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got
no, you don't. No, I have a feeling.
And everything, but hey, I mean, my pastor still right now thinks that he can line it up with me to race. So, and I mean, he was a good athlete back when he was at Cummins himself. You know what I'm saying? Played football, running back, and a little bit of slot receiver, I think he told me, and DB, and he ran some track and everything. So, I mean, hey, I don't think it's gonna be that fast of a race now. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're gonna need to stretch out and get some icy hot going and all of that stuff. But
Your pastor can be the faster runner. My pastor will be the better pastor.
Oh my.
it. That's it. That's it.
Oh, you gonna drop the mic on that?
That's it. I'm done with the conversation. I'm out. At that point, I'm out.
That's tough.
Hey. So, I have a 1-year-old right now, and I'm about to have another child here soon. So if you get on the board, this will be very important to my family, and probably a lot of people who are just having kids out here right now. I'm gonna ask you a 2-part question. You can answer them however you feel. Answer them in whatever order. But the first one is, do you think pre-kindergarten, pre-K, if you get on the board, is that something that you would push for? And the second one is about East Lawn Elementary School. They had a year-round program going on there. They had the Splash program going on there. So just give me your view of what's going on in your mind. What will be the solution in your mind with East Lawn Elementary School and pre-kindergarten? Because I'm a product of both the pre-kindergarten and East Lawn.
Right. Well, I mean, I feel like we need to keep and push pre-kindergarten through all of our elementary schools. I mean, I feel like it already sets up those kids with the structure of school and getting them familiar with the school setting, and actually the school that they would possibly be starting their kindergarten first through 5th grade at. So I'm advocating for having that in all the elementary schools. The year-round and the Splash program. The Splash program, I like that program. I mean, I've got a couple of friends of mine whose kids are in the program, and just looking at what they've been doing in school and what their achievements have been in school, I think, how can you really talk against that program and not want to have that program, because it shows success. And at the end of the day, that's what you're pushing for, to make sure that you're setting up the kids and the students for success. And if the program is showing success of these students, then we need to continue it going. The year-round school at East Lawn, I mean, I feel like year-round school works for certain schools and everything. And so I don't like the way that, I guess, it was relayed or I guess communicated of it, because you have to give people a chance to understand that it's changing. Because a lot of us, like you said, I mean, you have kids. I don't have any kids, but I have my little nephew that is with me a lot. So a lot of things that we try to do, me and my wife and my sister-in-law, we try to set up around like their schedule and what's working in that and everything. So then for you to spring things on like either teachers or parents when they're not fully prepared and they're expecting for it to be one way, I don't think you go about it like that. So I thought that the year-round school at East Lawn was working good for them. I know my godson here went to the year-round down at Hall River Elementary, and it seemed like as far as how it was going for him and working for him, I mean, his grades was good. He was always prepared for when school was. He got used to how his breaks is. Now, I do understand with the year-round school, it does make it difficult too on some parents when those breaks happen, because they're not with the traditional schools to where you might run into like with a normal summer where they can go to summer day camps or summer programs and things like that. But that's when too, as a school system, you need to be working with your community and community centers to make sure that you have those programs into place and set up for the year-round students too.
Okay. It's on you, bro.
You're doing year-round as far as with the virtual learning too as well.
The virtual learning. The virtual learning, I think for some kids it is going good. I feel like for the elementary, it's hard to do virtual learning because they need that actual, I feel like they need some of that in-classroom instruction, that teacher right there with them. But with it being COVID, of course, we got to worry about their safety first. We got to make sure whatever we're doing is putting them, making sure that they're safe. And with the virtual learning, I don't feel like that you can sit there and almost give like an elementary school kid a full whole day of just them in front of their computers and stuff. We need to discuss on the ways to cut down part of their day, cut down on part of their screen time, and making sure that they're not just sitting there, because kids lose, I mean, their interest can be gone in a second. 1 minute you can be talking to them, they off or whatever busting a cartwheel. And you don't even, we're in the middle of a conversation. So year-round virtual, I think will just be hard for them. I think it would be hard. And you have to worry about their safety in that too. So
what about
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. Did you say that you could be talking to a kid that just bust out into a cartwheel?
Hey, you ever had a conversation, you know what I'm saying, try to talk to like a 6, 7-year-old or whatever, and then like you talking to them and in the middle of it, they be like, huh, look at this. And you be like, hold on. Like, so I'm just saying, kids' interest level, you got to do something to keep kids interested. I mean, right now, with
that's true.
13 or whatever, and I could be talking to him, and I'll be like, dude, do you know what I said? I don't remember. Like, what?
Hey, that just made me laugh when you said that, but it's so true. It's 100% accurate. But go ahead, bro. Back to the question you was gonna follow up with. My bad.
Do you think this social distancing is gonna make a lot of kids perhaps socially awkward, perhaps?
I feel like we're with the kids,
or not awkward. Excuse me, socially standoffish, perhaps.
I think it can, because I think they need some type of, kids need that social setting in some type of way. I mean, they get it a lot with their school. I mean, I know I reference my nephew a lot, but I mean, I'm always talking to him. And one of the things that he had told me back when school was ending last year is that he did want to go back to school to just see his friends. Because right then, while we was having the whole stay-at-home orders and all of that stuff, I mean, he wasn't being able to have no interaction with them besides whenever he would get on his video game and talk to them. So we have to give the kids some type of social interaction with each other, because you want them to be equipped to be able to have social conversations and social interactions. And also, we got to worry about and see what their standing is as far as their mental health with this too. I mean, we got to make sure that those social workers, mental health professionals and everything are part of our school system and a part of checking in on our kids to see how they're doing with this on a mental health basis. Because I've seen videos of some kids sitting there in front of the screen and they just losing it because they can't understand what's going on and stuff. And then that can start to, and you don't want to do anything to crush a child's spirit. Yeah. And part of what brings up their spirit is then being able to get around a friend, being able to get around some of those friends and having a moment to play with each other. So I feel like we do need, which I done reached out to some people to try to see what is happening out in the community to where some of these kids can just get around each other and just be kids and have fun with each other and see each other.
So one of my questions is, back when you was at Cummins, did you have any attractive teachers, perhaps? Because when I came through, all my teachers turned into grandmas and great grandmas, and I have always heard, y'all guys was like, yeah, we got some nice looking teachers, and I, was excited to get to Cummins, and it was a different ball game about time I got there.
So when I got there,
y'all young teachers probably turned into my old teachers, and I was like, yeah.
And their daughters turned into my teachers.
So it was a different. But can you speak on that? The younger versus older teaching setting.
Well, I mean, one of the teachers that I know a lot of the fellas and everybody used to be on was at Cummins, and she was I think she was like a soccer coach and everything too. But then I think she used to help out with like the EC kids and everything too. But yeah, everybody would be talking. There was this other like guidance counselor we had was Miss thing. Like I think she was maybe like 3 or 4 years out of college when she came there and stuff. So, some of the boys, I ain't gonna lie, some of the boys will be plotting on that they're gonna try to holler at the guidance counselor, wanting to go in there, swearing in their pledges and stuff like that, talking about trying to get their college essays in place. But we knew some of the fellows were just going in there to peep out.
Throwing the bid.
Hey, Alan. I'm sorry. Seneca, please explain this picture.
I mean, hey man, look at that picture right there. That's money team right there. Floyd Money Mayweather. There was a fight night. We about to watch the fight. I got to represent that money team and let them know who I'm with. So, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm standing there shooting. Hey, arms looking pretty big. I must have just came from the gym right then too. probably was back there in the back room cranking out some of them push-ups and everything, and had the wife take their picture. So.
Oh Lord, boy! All right, Alan, you can cut the.
So listen, so you're a Mayweather.
Nervous about that one.
You a Mayweather fan?
Yeah, man. I like Floyd. You know what I'm saying? As far as a boxer, I like him as far as a boxer.
So do you think he should come out of retirement to fight again, or what would you prefer him do as a fan?
As a fan, I want him to stay retired. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you undefeated and all of that stuff. Of course, he could probably come back and make a whole bunch of bread off of a fight, because I mean, he is a big money fight and all of that stuff. But I feel like what else is there left to prove? I mean, I do hate when him and the Pacquiao fight happened. I wish it would have happened earlier.
Mm-hmm. Pacquiao would have beat him.
Nah, Pacquiao still wouldn't have beat him, but but I wish it would have happened earlier. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like, because I mean, now who he gonna come back and fight? I mean, I don't think there's no need in him coming back and fighting somebody like a Earl Spence or a Terrence Crawford. I mean, that would be nice to see, but I feel like there ain't no need in doing that or whatever. Let them young bulls and them young boys go ahead and have their time. You know what I'm saying? You done had yours and you done had your run and you done made plenty of bread. Just keep on pushing the sport and making sure these young men can get paid how they need to get paid.
So if Mayweather tied one of his hands behind his back, can you give him a run for his money?
Oh yeah. I mean, Mayweather's what, like only 5'4"? He only weighed like 150. I mean, hey, he quick. I ain't gonna take that away from him, but I'm not gonna box that dude. I'm gonna grab him because I'm bigger than him. We're gonna take it back old school now.
Not on mittens, man. Come on.
You talking about boxing, not fighting. See, that's that East Burlington coming out.
East Burlington, man. I'm sorry.
Coming. We was doing so good. We done ran the ground man up out for the Dago show. We were doing so good. Coming.
I mean,
hey, listen.
Like I tell people, I gotta be
me. Colors.
I know. We just talking, brother. That boy had one too many drink. Yo, if I see him, it ain't no more team money.
Why yada?
Put up your juice.
Oh man, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's funny. Hey, so this is shout out time right here. Make sure you stand up and show us your shirt. But because I see it on again, happy birthday, my brother. But this is your shout out time. Go ahead, it's your moment, brother.
All right. Well, you see the shirt. Vote for this guy. I don't know if it's getting on there, the ABSS school board.
Yeah, I see you.
You know what I'm saying? Seneca Rogers. We are the neighborhood. It's a playoff for the fact that I'm Mr. Rogers, but also it's a playoff. It takes a village to raise a child. So I want to bring the neighborhood back in there. This is the new era, so we're bringing in the neighborhood now. So, I mean, hey, let's get out to vote. We need everybody getting out to vote this year. If you ain't registered to vote, you need to register to vote. We need to get out there. There's a lot on the ballot this year, not just looking at Donald Trump and Joe Biden and them. Let's look at the state level, look at your local level, because those have a big effect on what's going to happen. Let's fully fund our schools. Let's fully support our teachers with their wages and their support services. Get teacher assistants into our schools. Get school nurses into our schools. Make sure we're involving mental health professionals. That's what I'm about. I mean, I want to see diversity on our school board, but also with our teachers. We need to retain great teachers and bring in more and more teachers. We need partnerships with our HBCUs and our local schools around here. Start recognizing these people who want to be teachers when they're in high school. Also, we're going to be looking at a new high school here in like the next year or two. I would like to see that new high school with some solar panels on it, get into their renewable energy. But also, we got to make sure that we're maintaining our current schools. We shouldn't be having schools where we have to keep up patching their roofs up or worrying about the HVAC system going out. You know, broken desks, leaking roofs. I mean, we need to make sure that we're maintaining all of that. So that's what I'm about, man. I mean, I want to listen to the teachers. I want to listen to our community. I want to represent the neighborhood being back at the table. We're going to get there, and we're going to push forward with all of y'all.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, how can we donate to your campaign?
You can donate to my campaign through Act Blue. If you go on actblue.com and search for Seneca Rogers, you can find my donation page on there. Also on my website, which is www.rogersforabssboe.com. It also has the link on there too to go on there and make a donation. If people don't want to go online to make those donations, you can find me on Facebook under Seneca Rogers for ABSS Board of Education, and reach out to me, and I'll meet you to pick up the donation, or if you want to send it to me, I'll give you the information on how to send it in to me.
That's what's up. Let me ask you this: you think you're gonna win?
Oh yeah, we in there. We
Okay.
getting this. We getting this year.
All right, that's what's up, brother. Man, I wish you all the luck, man. Great job meeting you. Great job talking to you. I had a really good conversation with you, and I wish you the luck, brother. That's it. And happy birthday, man. Again.
I appreciate
Happy birthday. Salute, bro.
I appreciate you guys. Appreciate what y'all doing with this right here, with this Red Cup special. Keep it going, man. I'm a big supporter of it. Want to keep on watching y'all brothers, man. Keep watching it grow. So thank y'all for having me.
That's what's up, man. Sports funny.
Second one wasn't, but he fouled him several times, then fouls him again. Oh, but then Rivers just throws the ball, bats it off LeBron James's head. And James now just walks away.
And that wasn't intentional. He swatted the ball and went off of LeBron's head.
Foul number 25, Austin Rivers. He didn't mean it. Right away, let him know it.
Bruh.
Yeah, I'm here.
You froze. Why did LeBron James get mad when they slapped him in the head with the ball?
He was just mad. He was mad. He thought they was trying to, you know.
He done paid $1,600 for that top. They thought they knocked that bitch off. And his hairdresser not even in the bubble. He lied about that shit.
He ain't got it. That ain't no top piece no more.
Man, my man gonna have to wait 10 days before you come in here and get my daggone hair right, boy. Damn.
I think he got a set of clippers somewhere in his room. He trying to make it do what it do. I don't.
Why isn't the top part of LeBron James' hair the same texture as the side?
It kind of look like dang on. If you get out of hand, he might have that little Homer Simpson, you know.
It's so
like,
thin and straight.
It's just two different textures, man. Hey, leave my boy alone, man.
That's that Bron, man. Hey.
He mixed. LeBron James is mixed. He got
the top like my own, boy.
Hey, he got a little. LeBron got a little bit of Trump mixed in him with some George Jefferson. So he got that.
What it is. He got that Trump top with that George Jefferson side. James mixed.
God damn. Boy. Woo.
Oh, you wild, boy. Hey. Go ahead, shout out time, bro.
Yo, shout out to Red Cup Special.
2,000 views. Our last episode got 2,000 views. We're trying to make this one the big 3. It does. If you do 2, I'm just trying to do 3. That's it. That's it, man. Hey, we appreciate you guys. What you saying, bro?
All right. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless.
$10. All right, peace.